In terms of costs of unauthorised encampments, there are two financial ones primarily. One is going through the court process itself, but then the second one is because it's unplanned, you then tend to actually have quite high clear-up costs as well. A few years ago we had a particularly high costs of actually moving a group who were in Leeds pretty much on a permanent basis. So we were moving them every few weeks. By doing negotiated stop in a couple of spots for a number of months, we were able to save well over 100,000. Over and above the financial cost, then you've also got the kind of community cost of unplanned encampments, which, as people know, can cause all sorts of community tensions. We need to make sure that there is enough permanent provision to actually accommodate those people in the type of life which they want to live, and that's what we're endeavouring to do with finding a number of permanent sites to achieve that. What you then also have is groups of people who travel through, only have a short time requirement. And what negotiated stopping is about really is trying to facilitate that second group. There are two ways it really kind of can come about. One is actually, because we've got the good relationship with Gate, Gate may well approach us and say, well, actually, we've got this group coming through. Can you consider a negotiated stop for them? But also, the department has a number of a specialised team which goes out and visits every camp within the city, and they themselves will make an assessment actually about whether is this the sort of situation where a negotiated stop might work. The team that work with the travellers groups will have a discussion about how long do people want to stay. Are they staying for on the way through somewhere? Are people stopping for a funeral? Is there maybe a place fairly nearby which might be more convenient to stay than the one that they're in? Those discussions will be had. They'll reach an agreement with that group to sort of to negotiate for them to stay there for a defined period. If we get into that sort of negotiation, then we will do things like provide a refuse service, we'll provide toilets. But we can also do things like arrange educational services and welfare services as well. So through a negotiation, there's a better opportunity to engage and provide the sort of services which people might require. I think it is important for people to understand that we can't cater for large groups. That we don't have the land and facility to deal with that. But if we're able to provide some negotiation for small groups who want a limited period of time. Given the fact there is the travelling and there is also the fact that there is a distribution of families around the country, it certainly would make it easier if there was a kind of national pattern, if there was a national kind of grid of provision. I think if people actually can understand that this has been a pragmatic decision, that actually that we have got an agreement around time and so forth and how the site will be organised, then people can see that as a positive move, understanding actually that the other option will often be still, a fairly lengthy court procedure, unplanned provision, which is actually likely to be more disruptive to the local community.